All right, this is NewHampshireTrackandField.com, powered by Runners Alley, coming at you with another celebrating seniors. Today we travel to Bedford, the Bedford Lady Bulldogs, and we're here with Jori Santos and Hannah Mikol, and we're going to be celebrating them today. Ladies, how are you doing with all this COVID stuff? With remote learning, you guys are done with school. Looks like you're up at a beautiful lake area. Hannah, why don't you start us off? How did you transition to the remote learning, and how did you cope with the loss of the season and all that kind of good, great, not so great stuff?
Yeah, so with the remote learning, I got to take it one day at a time. I just kind of had to figure out what my teachers were doing, how I could communicate with them through email or through Zoom calls, because it wasn't the constant being in class. That was a little bit harder. But I get once it kept going, we definitely got into the swing of things, and it definitely made it much easier. With the loss of the track season, that was pretty rough. I was really looking forward to the spring season. Me and Jori were going to be captains together along with two others, and we were just wanted to really make it the best season that we could, with just getting everyone together. Track is a bigger team, so sometimes it's hard to be as close with everybody. But kind of throughout the winter, our team, us and the boys team, we all bonded together a lot. And so we were just really excited to carry that to the spring season and show that not only off the track, but also on the track, with our either with our relays or just cheering, competing, stuff like that. So that was a big letdown because of this.
All right, well, thanks for that, Jori. How about yourself?
So at first it was pretty hard for me because I don't have the best attention span, so it was hard for me to get used to doing work on my own in my own house and with my siblings especially. I have two younger siblings. My brother is 11 and he was not having the best time. And it was definitely hard for my family to adjust to all of us being in the same space because my dad usually works and he's away a lot. So it was just a major adjustment for everyone in my family. But we tried to be positive about it. My mom is all about positivity. My dad's all about family time. So it was nice for all of us to be in the same space for a while, because usually we never get to sit down and have family dinner. All three of the kids are athletes, so we're always at practices or something. So it was nice for everything to slow down a little bit.
What about training with both of you? Did you keep that up for a time? Are you still training? As a jumper and sprinter, how were you able to cope with that? Jori, start us off.
So when this all started, our athletic director Corey Parker, he tried to keep us positive, I guess, and say that we might have a season. So he tried to give us a little bit of hope, and we tried to keep in mind that we might have a season, we might go into the summer. So all of us kind of kept training. Our coaches were really great. Mrs. Blonick made a lot of she made a 12-page workout thing for us just for jumpers specifically. And then Mr. Peon made some for, I'm not sure about the sprinters, but Hannah can talk more about that. So that was nice of them to do that. And then I just got my workout packet from UNH just yesterday. So I'm going to start up with that pretty soon too.
Cool. Hannah.
Yeah, so for the sprinters, Mr. Peon did something very similar. He had our running and our lifting for every day. So I definitely followed along with that throughout the whole season. And that was just super helpful because it helped just to keep me active. And so that was really great.
Cool. So back to you, Hannah. Let's talk about your history. When did you start competing in track and field?
So I started in 7th grade. That's the first time in Bedford that you really can compete. But I'd always I play soccer too, and so I'd always run the suicides at practice, and I would do pretty good at that. And so my dad was like, Hannah, you should really try and start to do track because I think that you'd be good at it. So I started and I just did the 100, the 200 because it was just outdoor. Anything more than that, I would hate.
But actually, as I began like and kept running, like this season, the 300 was my favorite like of all time. So I'm really happy about that. And then I also like really like the four by 400 relay. And so yeah, more like that distance now. I still do some like 5,500, but like 200, 300 is what I like the best.
Cool. Cool. Jori, how about you? When did you start competing in track and field?
So it was the same for me. I started in 7th grade, and I actually did not like track at first. I really didn't like it. I ran the 400 and the 800 and like the 4x4 and the 4x8.
Well, that's
And
why
I
I
was
didn't like it. You're a jumper.
Yeah. I didn't get into jumping until the spring of sophomore year. And once I got into jumping, my attitude completely changed. I was a much better person and team member when I finally got something that I actually enjoyed doing. And I'm really glad that I got into it because I have a lot of fun with it now. And I get to continue doing it. So that's awesome.
Yeah, it's funny how that works when you're happy with stuff and it affects your whole life in a very positive way. That's great.
Mm-hmm.
So, what is your favorite track and field event? Both of you guys do a series of events. Jori, what is your absolute favorite? You do have to pick one.
It's definitely high jump. I do high, long, and triple, but high jump is my favorite. It takes so much it's definitely like very mental. It takes a lot of focus, and I get really nervous during track meets. So personally, for me, it's better for me to be really focused on something instead of like trying to think about being nervous and like all the other people that are around me. It's better for me to focus on my event. So it's helpful that my event specifically takes a lot of
And
focus.
you've been in some battles because D1 high jumping has been pretty awesome, especially towards the top end and the top 3 or 4 girls. So that's pretty off perspective there. Hannah, how about you? Which one is your favorite? You got the 55, the 200, the 300. It's not. I don't think it's a 400.
No, it's not the 400, but I definitely think that the 300 is my favorite. Yeah, I think like the more that I ran it, at the beginning I used to hate it. At the end, I would like just be so tired because I'd only ever run the 200. But like the more that I ran it, the more that I liked it, and I think it was like the perfect distance. Not quite a 400, but yeah.
Cool. Cool. All right. Favorite competition memory then? You know how you got your start, but what is looking back on high school careers? What's your favorite competition memory? Hannah, start us off with that one.
So I think this might have been my sophomore year. So I've always been in like the 4x400 relay, or maybe it was junior year. And so the 4x400 is the last meet, and the last event in a meet. And it was outside, and it was kind of like already getting dark. That like only the lights like were on. Like other than that, like you couldn't like see outside of the track. And so I was running the last event, the 4x400, and like the entire Bedford team, like both boys and girls, were all like standing on the last curve, like before the finish line. And like when you went around the corner, like they like breath, like it was like hot. It like made you hot, and just like all the cheering, it was like my favorite thing ever because I knew like everyone was there like supporting us. I was just like I just like need to finish it, and so it's just like my favorite.
Jori, that's a great story. I love the description. Jori, how about yourself? As you take us on a tour of the house.
Sorry, my phone was about to die. My favorite memory was probably Clipper relays. Definitely, it's always so much fun. I love when we do the buffalo race. It's hilarious. The whole meet is just so fun. Everyone gets so hyped up, and everyone is really supportive of each other. And at the end, we do the chicken dance, and it's really fun. And all the teams come together, and it's just great.
And so one-time field events can feel part of a relay.
Yeah.
And such a great. I love that when it's scheduled. It's right in the middle of the season, and it's a great little pause before you get into the really high competitive moments. Those kind of meets. So that's great. That's great. Thanks, guys. So here's the other thing. If you could do any track and field event, which one would it be? Jori.
If I could do any track and field event?
Yeah, you can't pick your current one. Something different.
Okay. I'd probably do javelin. I always felt it's something I always wanted to try, and I just never had the chance because I was kind of busy with my own events, and I just didn't have time to branch out. But I've always wanted to try it, It looks
Sometimes
cool.
they experiment at UNH. You might get an opportunity still. Don't write that off.
Yeah.
Hannah, how about yourself?
I think I'd want to try the mile. I always like very much look up to all the girls who run that because I feel like that's such a hard race. That, like if I had the ability to do that, I think that would be so cool.
All right. Cool. Hannah, how about your favorite track? Your favorite workout? What's your favorite workout?
My favorite like workout for running, I would say would be 200s. That's like a good one for me. And then like in the weight room, I really like to deadlift. We'd have like one day that was like split squat day, one day that was like deadlift day. And I definitely favored deadlift day, and that was kind of more fun for me because I could like see myself like going up in weight.
Awesome. Jori, how about you?
One of my favorite workouts is one that we do only in the winter. We got a lot of snow this year, and so we go outside for long and triple jump, and we do jumps into the snow, and we land, and we practice landing drills. I think it's really fun.
You guys wear snow pants and snow boots for that?
No, actually, because like when we were wearing snow boots, we tried that the first day, and it was just too hard because they're so heavy. So I just wore old sneakers the next day.
Cool. Cool. I love it. I love it. So it sounds like there's some creative moments with your coaches. How does your coach motivate you best, Jori?
So for me personally, Mrs. Blahnik actually made a really big impact on me this year. I have always had like a bad like anxiety issue during track. I used to get really sick before and after every meet and or race. But this year, Mrs. Blahnik was kind of new to me. I had met her last year, but we hadn't really like gotten used to each other yet. But this year, she always would come up to me and she'd tell me to stand tall, stand pretty, like hold my head high, and just fake it till you make it and have confidence because she knows that I'm not a very confident person. So she really helped me build confidence this year, and just her talking to me and like motivating me and hyping me up whenever I did like a good jump and giving me hugs and running up to me, that helped me a lot.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Thanks for being so honest. Hannah, how about yourself?
Yeah, so I just think like in practice, Mr. Peon motivates me a lot. He's like always just there, like checking in on us,
Hannah,
making
he
sure.
motivates me. When I talk to him and he gets me all excited, he motivates me. Sorry, keep going though.
Yeah, he just like is always there. He's like sometimes in the winter we like have to run in our hallways, and so like we'll start on one floor and he'll like sprint to the like middle staircase, and then like he'll see how we're doing. Then he'll like run up the stairs and like be like push it, push it, push it, like you gotta finish. And I think that like that in practice like just kind of like translates to then like when we're at the track meets. Like I feel like if I can hear one voice, it's his. Like I can hear him be like, you know, like Hannah, like finish, push it. And I just think like him just always being there and like me knowing that I can like rely on him, like that's just like the best.
Cool. Cool. So we talked about your coaches and that extrinsic motivator. What about what motivates you intrinsically? Like what has really driven you to do well as you guys have done? Hannah, start us off.
Yeah, I mean, I think a big part of it is just my teammates. I know that everyone around me, they really want to do their best and they're like there to, you know, win it, like just really work hard and just become better. And so I really do think that that has helped to motivate me, because like I see them working so hard around me. And so then that just like really makes me want to try harder. And especially with like things like the relays I'm on. I ran in the 4x400, then in 4x200, and then outdoor I did the 4x100 and 4x400. And I just like seeing the other girls like really trying. Like I know that I have to, you know, do just as good because I don't want to let anyone down. So I think that just really helps.
Cool. How about you, Jory?
Um, I'd say the same thing. I think my teammates really motivate me because I've always been like a team person, more of an individual person. And a lot of people say that track is a very individual sport, but I don't think of it that way. I think of like our whole team is just a big family, and everyone has to work hard and do their part to get points for your team. So I think that that's what motivates me. But then also, um, I have so I have 4 friends that have passed away since I was little, and I always think about them whenever I do track because whenever I'm like, oh, I wish I don't want to have to do this workout today. I'm tired. I don't want to do it. I think about how they would want to be here and they wish that they could do it. So I do it for them and yeah, my team.
That's pretty powerful, Jori. Thank you for sharing that. I'm very sorry to hear that. Let's shift gears. What's your favorite thing about track and field? Jori, jump on that one. What's your favorite thing about track and field?
I think the family aspect of it. I really love having my team there. It's just so much fun. I love making new friends. I mean, I know me and Hannah are going to be freshmen next year, but as seniors this year, it was so much fun in the winter to get to know the new freshmen and make everyone feel a part of like a team and make people feel good about themselves. I love that part of track.
Anna, how about yourself? You've kind of touched upon a lot of that already, but if I would ask that question to you, what would you say?
Yeah, I totally agree with Jori. Definitely, like, just the family aspect, just knowing that they're, like, always going to be there for us, like, knowing that I can always rely on Coach Peon, Coach Blon, Coach Burnham, all of them just, like, together, just, like, really making it, like, a family for us. And then just, like, everyone coming up, like, no one, like, cares if you're a freshman. Like, when I was a freshman, I was so nervous, going into the track program with all these upperclassmen, and they were just like the nicest people I met. And so just like that's kind of what makes it so great.
Awesome. Awesome. All right, now we're into our lightning round. Gonna ask some quick questions, get some quick answers, and then we'll end with all important shout outs. Favorite track and field facility, Hannah?
Probably UNH just because I've been there the most and just like feels like home to me.
Jori?
I have to go UNH. It's going to be my home next year.
That's right, you are going to compete there. It's exciting. What about your favorite go-to pre-meet meal, Jori?
I usually eat like a granola bar and maybe some fruit, and that's kind of it.
Cool. Hannah?
Eggs and like breakfast sausages.
Sausages, like just spinners like to eat good food. I like what the spinners eat. So if you go anywhere in the world, where would you go, Hannah?
Australia.
Australia. That's a long
Yeah.
plane ride, man. That's a long plane ride. Chloe, how about you?
I went to France last summer and I thought it was absolutely gorgeous and it was just so amazing and really cool. So I think I'd go back there.
Cool. How about your favorite pre-race song? Feel free to sing it, Jori.
I don't really have one specifically, but anything by like Eminem, that's a good like.
Don't sing that. That would be inappropriate. No, Eminem has some good stuff. What about Hannah? How about you?
I also don't really have one. I don't really listen to music before track meets. I just like stay very quiet.
All right, cool. What would you do if you couldn't fail, Hannah? What would you do? You can't say run the mile again. You got to fix something else.
Wait, in track?
Anywhere, anything.
Oh.
It's like a fun question.
I would learn how to like jump with motorcycles.
Oh wow. Ooh, that's creative. I like that. Cool. Jori, can you top that? What would you do?
Anything if I couldn't fail?
Correct.
I'd do like professional skydiving. That'd be so much fun. It'd be really cool.
Yeah, I mean, because if you can't fail, so you can't die. That's great. So,
yeah.
Jori, what about the best advice or quote ever given to you?
Honestly, Mrs. Blank just always told me to stand tall and act like you own the place, and I always remember that she said that to me. So I think that's my favorite quote.
Cool. Anna?
Just that like if you try your hardest and if you do your best, then that's like all that you can give, and that's like the best that you can do.
You can control your effort. That's awesome.
Yeah.
All right, here we are. Hannah, you and Jori, you get to give your final shout outs of your high school career. Think about who's helped you and who you want to truly thank. So, Hannah, start us off.
I want to thank my parents. Both of them have been super supportive this entire time. My three siblings, Grace, Joe, and Kate, you guys have all always been there for me, coming to watch everything. And then just all my coaches and teachers, you guys have all made a super big impact on me, and I hope to carry all the advice that you've ever given me on for the rest of my life. So thank you.
Awesome. Jori, your turn.
I want to give a shout out to my parents because they were both like super athletes and they taught me everything I know about being a good teammate and a good person and a good athlete. And a shout out to my sister because she goes on runs with me sometimes, and even though we get at each other's throat, I still love her. And my little brother, he runs with us too sometimes. He doesn't always keep up, but he tries his best, and that's what I love about him. And I want to give a shout out to all of my coaches, Mrs. Blonick, Mr. Peon, and Mr. Parker. Thank you for everything. And just all my teammates, especially Hannah and Ellie Flynn, because we've been together. All three of us are season athletes, and we've been together for 4 years, so we've gone through it thick and thin.
Awesome. Well, ladies, thank you so much. It's been a pleasure watching the Bedford team and what kind of community you guys help to create. And you represent your high school and your community very well. And good luck with the next steps of your life.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. Once again, this is NewHampshireTrackandField.com, powered by Runners Alley, celebrating the awesome seniors of the Granite State.